What's up guys, gals? It is I, once again, Joseph Cohen Mason aka Mr. Gamer 990, and today guys, gals, I want to talk about and review a game which is by Telltale Games, and this game is Game of Thrones, which is based off of the HBO TV show of the same name. And this game is a point-and-click action-adventure game, but it doesn't have so much action, and its gameplay is very simplistic, and it has like a lot of elements from Telltale Games they are known for, such as choice and decision making, allowing yourselves to play as different characters from time to time, and you also get options in the gameplay where you have to make some choices which are very crucial to the story and how the story progresses from there. And the action, it's very simple. I mean, I don't want to talk about the action, but the action is just very simple. It's a Telltale game which is known, and they are known for making games that are very simplistic in its graphics, in its action gameplay, and as well as other elements that other games are superior at. But what Telltale Games excel at the most is giving you options and choices, which makes the story very compelling, interesting, and just so much fun to play through. And that is what I love about Telltale Games so much. Now, this game is based off of the HBO TV show of the same name, and there are some characters from the show who are in this game, such characters like Ramsay Snow, Jon Snow, Marjorie Tyrell, and some other characters you might be aware of. But the central focus of the story is on this house, a family known as House Forrester, and they include Roderick, Ethan, Mira, Talia, Rian, and who else? Asher, and and the house lady. I forgot her name, but yeah, I remember Elena. Yeah, Lady Elena. She's the lady of House Forrester. Now, the basic plot takes place during the events of the Red Wedding at House Frey at the Twins, where you have like Robb Stark and the House Stark who are murdered by the Freys, and it's known as the Red Wedding because, you know, they all get murdered. It's a massacre, and House Forrester gets ambushed by the Freys and the Boltons, and a bunch of shit happens, which is just so tragic and just so like sad, because I mean, a lot of things happen in this game which will put the House Forrester in a downward spiral, and it really shows the obstacles and the burden they have to carry after what happened at the Freys region, and how they lost the King of the North, they lost the King of House. They lost like the Lord of House Forrester, and they lost a lot of their people. Now, in this game, you play as several members of House Forrester, such members like Roderick, Ethan, Asher, and Mira, and you also play as a squire, a part of House Forrester. This squire is Garrett Tutter, I would say. Yeah, Garrett Tutter. I think it's Tully, I'm not sure. No, not Tully, it's Garrett Tutter. But you play as Garrett in the beginning, and you witness the attack on House Forrester and Starks, and the entire like world and family and house starts to crumble, and it becomes worse when Ramsay Snow and the White Hills come into the house of the Forresters, and they start to take their ironwood. And this game really shows the downward spiral of this House Forrester, and it really shows what's to come for this house and how it affects the Starks and the ongoing war in the Westeros between the North and the South, which I think is the Lannisters and the Boltons. Now, I'm not aware of the Game of Thrones universe, but I do know that this game takes place in that universe with how with how small it is and how minimal it is. It does take a lot of elements from Game of Thrones, like how you can't trust anyone who's likely to be your enemy or likely to be your ally. What I mean by that is, sometimes when you try to make an alliance with somebody, they'll try to tell you something, but they mean that in the other way around. For example, if they're telling you like, I'll be your friend, actually, they have their own interest in mind. This game is all about being smart. It's all about being able to play the game in the Game of Thrones. It makes no sense that way, but this game really does show, how you can't always trust your allies because they might backstab you, they might try to get something out of you, they might blackmail you, they might threaten you, they might squeeze you basically. Because the more they squeeze you, the more they take something from you. And in this kind of world, sometimes your worst enemy is your best friend. This game is hard to review, guys, gals. It's a very hard game to review, but the choices you make is very crucial to how the story is told, and you get so many kinds of choices, like being able to choose one thing over the other. And the way Telltale construct their games is giving you choices which will have a huge effect on the story of Game of Thrones, the game itself, not the show itself, but the game. And the game has a lot of diverse choices. Sometimes if you tell this guy like fuck off, he will take it as a disrespect. Or you tell a guy I'm sorry, he will take it as so he'll kind of appreciate it. He'll appreciate it, but it makes you come off like a wimp, and that gives a huge humiliation to your house, and which in this case House Forster, because there was one choice in the game, without any spoilers, one choice where I had to kneel down to this guy, and I chose not to kneel. And it had a huge effect on my family in how it actually made it. I wasn't humiliated, but at the same time, it made me a target for every one of the members of House Bolton and the Lannisters. It made me a likely threat for them, and this game is very small and it doesn't take place on a large scale, but the choices you make will have an effect on one family, which is the House Forster. And the House Forster's line, their motto is Iron from Ice. Iron from Ice is their motto. Now this game, it's very diverse in its choices. The gameplay is simplistic. The action is it's not so awesome or so cool. Well, there's some cool moments in the action, but this game is very simplistic in how the action is shown and how the action is portrayed. And this game is all about the story, its characters, and the choices you make and the actions you take. And this game is just awesome. I love this game. Episode 1 was much more shocking than Episode 2, but Episode 2, it had the most heart and soul to the Game of Thrones game by Telltale so far, and I can't wait for Episode 3 of Game of Thrones. I can't wait for Episode 3, 4, 5, and even 6. Yes, guys, gals, they're making 6 episodes in total. Telltale Games are making 6 episodes in total because they want to try to expand the story of House Forster and what's to happen to them and what's to become of them by the very end. And I'm so excited for that kind of story because I love Game of Thrones. I love the story and mythology of Game of Thrones, and honestly, this game, both episode 1 and 2, so far from what I played, it's so awesome. I love this game a lot. If I had to give a rating to episode 1 and 2, I would give episode 1 for its shock value and its tension and suspense. I would give it a, let me think. I was shocked, so I would give it a 9 out of 10 stars. Yeah, 9 out of 10 stars. Episode 1, Iron from Ice. And episode 2, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10 stars, based only on the fact that I was emotionally invested in the story. I was so invested, I was so worried for the characters, and it has a lot of bad moments in the game, a lot of bad moments like some glitches, some errors, some dialogue which characters repeat themselves over and over again. They repeat their dialogues and it's annoying. But other times, it's very good, the game is very good. Both the episode 1 and 2 are excellent in terms of its story and the characters. Once again, by Telltales are known for that kind of thing. And I love this game so much. And honestly, play episode 1 and play episode 2 of Game of Thrones, and you're gonna love Telltale, guys, gals. You're gonna love them. If you love The Walking Dead, if you like The Wolf Among Us, if you like any game that has choices you make and has actions you can actually take, like actions that will have a huge effect on the story and characters you care about in this world, or any world that Telltales create, then this is your game. And honestly, I love it. It's a great game. Both are good. As a whole, it's a great game so far. Episode 1 and episode 2 is so great. I love them, despite some flaws they had. And I highly recommend them. And until then, guys, gals, peace out. Take care. If you like my video, then give it a thumbs up. And until next time, adios, amigos, and au revoir. And iron for mice, baby. Iron for mice. Yeah, iron for mice.